How do you build trust and reputation for you, your team, or your company?
Hello, Tom. I know about your success, about your YouTube channel. I am sure that you are going to be expanding and growing more and more. Saludos, Tomás.
In Vietnam, it is especially difficult to build trust and reputation because the Vietnamese consumer are generally very suspicious. They're very doubtful because in the news, they see a lot of fraud. They see a lot of scams. They are very careful in who they deal with. When they talk to a company, they want to talk in depth. They want to understand the company. They want to talk to the salespeople for hours and hours before they make a decision. So today, we're going to talk about how to build trust and reputation for yourself if you're doing it for yourself or for your team or for your company. And I'm going to tell you how to do it, not just from my point of view, but also from Jeff Bezos' point of view. You know, Jeff Bezos, the second richest person in the world, depending on which day, he's sometimes number one, sometimes he's number two. This is how he builds his empire. These are the 4 simple rules that he follows, and I will put the article in the link below so you can reference it. It is in English, but you can Google translate that into Vietnamese. But I'm going to share with you his secrets in building trust and reputation with consumer, with his customers, with his employees, with everyone. So in 2019, Jeff Bezos attended a forum. It's called the Reagan National Defense Forum. Basically, it's a military discussion forum. It's a live event. Jeff Bezos was there and he was talking about how to build reputation. And this is what he said. 4 things that he did to build trust and reputation. 1 is to do hard stuff. When you want to build trust and reputation with your customer, with your vendor, with your partner, with your employees, you gotta do hard stuff. If you only do easy stuff, it's really difficult to build trust and reputation. He uses this example of the American public trust the US military because day in, day out, the US military do very difficult stuff. They handle with a lot of technology. You know, they build the best military in the world. They are doing the impossible. So when you're doing something hard, very difficult, that will allow people to give you their trust and reputation. If you're always doing something easy and you don't want to do anything hard, then it's much harder for people to give you their trust. You're not going to develop that reputation. You only build the reputation when you do something nobody else can do. You do the really hard stuff, and then people will see it. They go, wow, look, he can do everything. He can make anything possible. That's how you build reputation, whether you are working for yourself or you're building the reputation for your team or you're building the reputation for your company. Imagine your company can do everything that your customer wants. The consuming public will be like, whoa, this company can do everything. That's how you build reputation. So number 2 thing that Jeff Bezos says to build your trust and reputation, it's very simple. He says, if you say you're gonna do something, you better do it. If you promise people something, whatever it is, you have to do it. Deliver your promise and you will gain trust. It's that simple. It's not as easy as it seems. Remember what we said in the first rule. You gotta do something hard and deliver your promise. So it's not that easy. In the case of Amazon, Jeff Bezos' company, they are delivering billions of parcels, goods to consumer. That's really hard, but they deliver it. They make it happen. They don't lose customers' parcels. They do something very hard and they deliver the results. That's why they have the trust and they have the reputation. Number 3, don't be afraid to have a different opinion. Be controversial. This one I like because Jeff Bezos wants to hear from his team. If they don't agree with the company, that he wants to hear it, but not for the reasons you think. Jeff Bezos wants to hear different opinions in the company, But ultimately, this is what Jeff Bezos says. Most people just want to be agreeable. Most people don't have an opinion. Most people just go, yeah. And those people don't get trust and they don't get the reputation. It's the people that stand up and say, hey, I think there's a better way to do this. Hey, I believe we should not do this. They have a different opinion. They want to voice their opinion. They're strong in their opinion. Those are people that gain trust and the reputation of having opinions. The people that just sit in the back of the room and agree to everything, those people will never be heard. Those people will never gain trust and they will never have the reputation. But it's also very important to point out, it doesn't mean that you fight your company. You have the right to voice your disagreement. You have the right to say, I don't want to do it. But what is Jeff Bezos going to do? Jeff Bezos is going to say, okay, if you disagree with the company, that's fine, but get off the team. Jeff Bezos does not want you in the team if you don't believe in it. Jeff Bezos says, we have to do it this way, and then you disagree with Jeff Bezos, he's going to like that. He's going to respect it, but he will not put you in the team because he will not put people in teams where they don't believe in the direction, the value of that team. It's very important. The key point here is that he likes people to voice their opinion, but he only wants to put the right people in the team. If the person does not believe in the value and direction of that team, he needs to get out. Because the worst thing you can have is having somebody in the team that's not following direction, that's not doing what Jeff Bezos wants. It's very key. It's not just about listening to employees. It's about understanding where the company value and the employee value are misaligned. If they are misaligned, the employees need to get off the team. They cannot be there. And I agree with that. If my own employees do not believe in the direction and value of my company, I don't want them to be here because that's going to ultimately fuck up my company. I much prefer they tell me face to face, Tom, I don't like it. I don't want to do this. I think this is wrong. And I'll be okay. Maybe you should not be here, but let me help you find another job. And I have a lot of connections. If you come to me and tell me honestly how you feel, maybe we're not aligned, but I will respect you for sharing your differences in opinion. And I might even help you find a different job, which is a better match for your viewpoint. And I have a lot of connections in Vietnam. I can definitely help you with moving your career on. But I certainly don't want anybody working in my company that doubt the company direction, that doubt the company value. I don't need that because if you're that and you're in my team, then you're probably gonna fuck up my company. And this is exactly how Jeff Bezos feels as well. He wants to hear your opinion, and if they're not aligned with his view of the world, then you're out. And the number 4 rule for him to build trust and reputation is have clarity. This really ties to rule number 3. The leader must convey the direction and the value clearly to the employees. The employees must understand the direction and the value of the leader clearly. Not just employer and employee, but also to the consuming public, to the customers. The customers must understand the company direction and value. They must align with the company direction and value. You don't want customers that disagree with you because ultimately that is a very bad relationship. Just like employees, if the customer disagree with you, then they are not going to make very good customers. So communicate your values and your directions very clearly to everybody, to employees, to customers, to vendors, to partners, so they know exactly where you stand. And this is where you make sure that you only work with people that have the same values and the same direction. It's very, very important. I'm in the e-commerce business. I help other companies build their online and offline business model. If they don't believe in it, if they think this is stupid, then they should not be our customer. We don't want to force anybody to be our customer. That's why values, direction must be aligned. And for that to happen, you have to communicate very clearly. When you communicate very clearly, you are going to build trust and you're going to build reputation because people will know where you stand, what are your values, where you're going. If they feel they are aligned with you, then they will trust you and you will have a reputation with them. But if the values, directions are different, then that relationship should not exist. So number 4 is communicate your values and directions very clearly to everyone. employees, customers, vendors, partners, everyone around you. Only the people that think like you, believes in the same things that you believe, are going to stick with you, partner with you, work with you, and build a future together. This is how Jeff Bezos built trust and reputation. And I want to add that you also have to be very consistent. So there are certain values that your company or yourself believes in. You have to stay very consistent. You cannot change your values every day. Today I believe in this, tomorrow I believe in that. If you keep on changing your values, then customers, employees, they don't know what you believe in. And it's very hard to gain their trust. And it's very hard for you to build that reputation. Values being consistent doesn't mean that you cannot change. You can change your plan, you can change your strategy, and you should always change your plan and strategy to get the result that you want. But when it comes down to the core values, our core value is we want to help businesses in Vietnam to build their online and offline business model. That will never change. That cannot change. That has to be consistent. That rarely ever changes. But how we do it, that can change. How we make that happen, that can change constantly. But having that core value very consistent is how you build trust and build your reputation. So there you go. I just told you what Jeff Bezos believes in how to build trust and gain a great reputation. I repeat again. One is you always do something hard. You want to prove to people that you can do something hard. And number two is you actually do what you say. If you say you can do it, you actually have to do it. Deliver the results, even if it's something very hard. And number three, it's okay to say something controversial. You can say something controversial. Your employees can say something controversial. Your customers can say something controversial. Allow them to say opinion different than yours. Then you will know who to work with and who not to work with. If you're the leader of a company, you always say what you believe, even if it's controversial, even if it's gonna piss some people off, even if it's gonna make some people angry. But you always say what you believe and what the direction is. And if people don't wanna follow that direction and don't want believe in the same values, get them off the team. And number four is have clarity. Always be very clear on your values and direction so that everyone understands where you're going, what you believe in, and those that believe in you will follow you. Those who don't believe you, they will fucking get out of the team, which is good. You don't want people that don't believe you to stay with you. You don't want customers that don't believe in the product services that you offer to stick with you, because that's just tragedy. That's like a very bad marriage. So take some fucking action, build trust with your customers, employees, partners, vendors, and also build a great reputation for yourself, for your team, and for your company. Don't be a fucktard.